And this week, phone companies kicked off a summer-long campaign reminding teen drivers that texting can wait.
King 5's Joe Fryer and photojournalist Scott Jensen show us the life-altering impact one text message can have.
You are so close.
Life inside this Shelton classroom might seem dull.
You have a .375 done.
Without Carrie Fennel's
How much do I have done?
A .375.
persistent message.
You just have to get 2 more sections done.
Oh, I can do that.
You can do that.
Get your high school diploma.
I am telling you that once you have this done and out of the way, you're going to feel so good. They're very happy with you.
As a teacher at Choice High School,
It needs to be double spaced.
Carrie steers the students who might otherwise not be here.
All right.
I was about to drop out, and she stopped me from dropping out.
Whether they're behind in credits
So we'll just cut it a little. Okay, that's perfect.
or already raising children of their own,
Got your resume.
Carrie wants every one of them to not just graduate,
Like on a scale of 1 to 10,
but to get into college.
she's more than a 10.
Yeah. Kids wear you down.
You can do it.
Yet her students know that these days, the most important message Carrie's sending is about the message she wishes
So this is my cell phone.
she had never sent.
I don't like this phone very much.
It happened one morning in 2009 on a familiar road Carrie travels every day.
I picked up my phone. There was a message from my daughter.
Never before had she texted while driving.
I don't know. It was dark. I just was stupid. I wasn't thinking.
It only took once.
And then I looked up, and Jim, all I could see was the white of his sweatshirt. And I hit him. I couldn't stop.
Jim was Carrie's neighbor. That morning he was simply walking along the road with his family and friends.
I was holding his hand, and I was talking to him. And, you know, I just didn't want him to die. I was scared to death.
Jim didn't die,
I drifted.
but a brain injury has drastically changed his life.
How could I be so stupid and do something and hurt somebody?
And it changed Carrie's life too.
It was difficult to watch. Just start going through the jobs and see if there's anything that interests you.
Friends and students were firsthand witnesses to the impact.
I couldn't leave this classroom. I was really afraid of what people thought. Double click and it goes away. Oh.
Without a second's thought, Carrie pleaded guilty to vehicular assault.
A lot of self-loathing in the beginning.
She got probation.
The ripple is so massive it feels like a tidal wave. No, a flash flood.
Her guilt got a life sentence.
I never want this to happen to anyone else. No one should go through this pain ever.
Statistics will tell you at least 1/3 of all drivers admit to texting, and 1/4 of all crashes involve cell phones.
We have got to learn how to stop and just shut it off.
But for students,
it's about as nerve-wracking as being in a car when someone's drunk.
stats aren't nearly as powerful as the sight of a crumpled car driven by a teenage girl who texted and died.
It shows us that texting and driving can be deadly, and it is deadly.
This car was one way for Shelton's Oakland Bay Junior High to send students their texting message.
Raise your hand if your cell phone's usually on.
They called on Carrie Fennel
I saw the white of my neighbor's sweatshirt and I hit him. Oh my goodness.
to drive the message home.
Had Jim died, I would be in prison right now.
Carrie now dedicates much of her time to sharing her story.
It is the worst thing in the world to be the cause of harm for somebody else.
Especially with students.
It's an unfortunate story, but she's taken a negative and trying to turn it into a positive.
I love my job.
She wants everyone to know it only takes once.
It is your job to figure out how we're going to stop this before more and more people get killed. What's wrong, Kayla?
Back in Carrie's
Have
classroom,
your research paper done.
the message is sinking in.
I think of Carrie every time my phone goes off, and I think about what she would say to me when I want to read that text message.
As for the man she hit, Carrie knows many of his relatives have forgiven her.
I don't know how they can do that, honestly, but
But she will press on with her message, hoping no one else will learn the lesson with which she must now live.
this is not worth it. The text is not worth it.
In Shelton, Joe Fryer, King 5 News.
Carrie Fennel did lose her license for 2 years after the accident. She's not felt comfortable driving since then. But she says she hopes to get her license again sometime in the future.